I once had a wee stood next to Lewis Collins.
Welcome to Get Shirty, the podcast that likes to look at the little things in life which never fail to irritate. Each episode, we ask our special guest to talk about what gets them shirty at home, work and going out. Then, our off-the-cuff surprise question could take the chat anywhere. Each guest also designs their own made-to-measure shirt, which we then make. So we talk about that too. Funny that, us being tailors. Episode 2 of Season 2 has arrived. I mean, do podcasts even come in seasons? Basically, we took a break and now we are back with our first new episode recorded in store. And what a guest we have for you. It's the one and only Mark Morris, singer, songwriter, lead singer of a truly wonderful band, the Bluetones, and as we found out, a crossword genius as well. With the Bluetones about to release their first new music in over a decade and embark on a UK tour in October and November, could there have been a better time to chat with Mark? A wonderful guest and a lovely human. It was great to spend some time in his company. So, here we go. One guest, 2 mics, 3 tailors and a host of irritations. Let's get shirty. See what I did there? Cut that. Mark, welcome to the Get Shirty podcast.
It's nice to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. I was going to say it's very fortuitous that you're here, but I feel lucky that you're here, being that you're sort of right on our sort of...
I live less than 300 paces away.
All right. We can take that out if you'd rather.
No, I don't mind.
Don't want people knocking
just
on your door.
Yeah. I think I'm safe.
Yeah, all right.
Because I know that I used to live 178 paces from the Working Man's Club.
Ah, right, okay.
And it's about another 120 to here. I've been in Tunbridge Wells for 17 years.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I've been in Southborough since lockdown, since the day of lockdown.
Oh, right,
March 24th, 2020 was when I moved into...
Right, there.
That road adjacent.
Yeah. Well, okay. So it's relatively new to. Well, mind you, I suppose that's 4 years now, isn't it? Christ, I don't know.
Well, I do feel very much part of the.
Yeah.
Part of the community here,
yeah.
the system.
Yeah. Oh, it's a good community around here.
Well, not until you bought a suit. Then
that's
I'm
true,
fully
actually.
Integrated.
Yeah, well done. Right, perfect. That's quite right, Stu. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, well, my GP's just over the road. I go. The only thing this stretch hasn't got, which would mean I'd never have to get in my car, is a laundrette.
Yeah.
So I like to tumble dry my towels.
Oh dear.
And I don't want to buy a tumble dryer. Yeah, but that's still
that's a bit of a trick,
1.2 miles.
Is it? How many paces is that?
I gave up.
Got halfway, got to 500. I thought I don't want to count anymore. Yeah, that's true actually. Yeah, there is.
But there's everything else here. There's places to eat. There's doctors. There's 2 supermarket-y places.
Yeah.
There's the big off licence on the corner. There's a tattooist.
There is, yeah.
There's a tailor.
Yeah.
There's a pet shop.
There's
a calf. There's 2 calves.
There's 2 calves, yeah. Tea room and calf.
Yeah.
I don't think there's another high street quite like it, actually.
No, I feel quite lucky to live in this part of town.
Yeah. I sort of wish there were more shops the other side.
Yeah.
Like when you get round to the parade part. I wish there was sort of... And something that linked that.
And we
part
are
of this
slightly
part,
starved of pubs.
Yeah. So there used to be quite a lot of pubs around here.
There used to be... I know that used to be a pub, didn't it, over the road?
Bat and Ball, yeah. They used to do a good jam night over there. A really good jam night.
Yeah,
the Flying
Dutchman.
Yeah, I gigged in there a few times over
And then,
the years.
of course, the Imley used to be... Was it the Weaver's Arms?
Weaver's, yeah. It was sort of like a restaurant pub. Then you had the Beehive over the back. That was really good. That was
I never even knew about that place.
Pub. Yeah, but that was 20 years ago, probably.
The Imperial, and that's it. And otherwise you've got to walk right up to the Hand and Sceptre.
Yeah.
So that's 3 within about a mile and a half, which
Yeah.
it seems to
And
me
then,
that we're pretty underserved here.
And the brickworks you've got now as well.
That's still a walk away.
Yeah, it is. But that is...
It's uphill all the way back.
Yeah, that is true, actually. But that is
It's important coming back from a pub.
Yeah, it is. Anybody visiting Southborough knows where to go.
No, it's a nice little place.
It's not just music
with
and
good
singing you do, is it? Yeah. But we've just gone through your shirt. You've picked what sort of cloth have you picked?
Well, it's a white cloth with a sort of light blue, I thought quite 1970s-esque pattern.
Yeah, that's a good way of explaining it, actually. Yeah, I agree.
So it's not too busy.
No.
And it's not too retro-ish, but sort of influenced by something that might have been worn by, say, Lewis Collins.
Yeah. Now there's an A, yeah.
In its capri.
Yeah, nice.
Across the bonnet.
Yeah. So your shirt's nice 1970s, Lewis Collins.
That's like a classic cut, I like to think.
Yeah, we've done a few little sort of natty bit of coloured stitching on it. Going for a different coloured button and some
I don't know if Lewis would go
beveled-
for the pink buttons, would he?
I don't know.
I think he might have.
I think
he might have rocked the pink buttons.
Yeah. Maybe, but it would have come up he would have had to have justified it in some sort of...
By punching somebody.
Yeah, probably.
The first shirt I've ever had tailored for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had stuff taken in and whatnot off the peg, but nothing from
Made,
scratch. So I am really excited about this, I have to say.
Yeah, you've obviously had suits made up in with Mark Powell.
Mark Powell made us some suits 24 years ago.
24 years ago. Yeah, nice. Well, yeah, he's still going strong. I've never met him, actually. Sort of interacted. I think that's the thing sometimes with tailors, we sort of all interact, via social media. Go, I like that, or that's a good jacket, sort of thumbs up. And every now and again.
Support your community.
Yeah, try to. Is it the same with musicians? Or is it a little bit more cutthroat?
I don't know. I don't know if it's more cutthroat. I don't know if it's as sort of brotherly love.
Right.
Though. I'm quite happy to give people compliments and praise, though, when it's needed. I don't think there's anything too cool for school about it anymore.
No.
I might have done, though, when I was 23 or 24.
Right.
In those early days when you're so full of insecurities that you think everybody's a threat to you.
Yeah, literally everyone. Is there sort of that shared experience of people who came up at the same time?
Kinda, but you lose track over the years.
Right.
I mean, every time we cross paths with people like Supergrass or Super Furry Animals or people we toured with years ago, there is a sense of, hey, nice to see you again, but it's not just everybody.
No.
And then I did a couple of months ago where I was doing this thing called the Britpop Classical.
Right.
And it was like a 26-piece orchestra and 5 singers singing songs from that era.
Right.
And I was very, very much looking forward to working with the orchestra and never done anything like that before, but quite apprehensive about being around other musicians.
Right, okay.
But it turned out that everyone was really nice and relaxed.
Right.
And it was only my own sort of sense of inferiority, I think, that I was bringing to it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, I suppose it's quite...
We've got more in common than we got that separates us when we sit down and get forced around a table together.
Yeah.
But,
it's funny, it's like in doing this and actually talking to people like, well, yourself and say like Jeff Wilkinson from Us Three and actors, you sort of, when you talk to people who are in a different industry, you sort of assume that everybody in that industry all sort of knows each other, or, they all go to the same parties, but you forget it's like any, walk of life. It's the same as, I suppose, is assuming that if you work at one insurance company, everybody works at the other one down the road. It's like your paths might cross every now and again, but it doesn't necessarily mean you know each other.
There's also this thing, I think, of there's always people who've screwed you over the years. You know friends of theirs who are in this awkward position of like they're still friends with the person that's swindled you out of a lot of money.
Right.
And they would feel this happens all the time where there's awkwardness.
Yeah.
So maybe it is a little more ring-fenced.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just us.
Well, yeah, that's true too, isn't it? It's I suppose the natural thing is to assume everybody's thinks the same as we do.
No, it's never the case, is it?
Very, very rarely. And the more I talk to people about that, the more I realise perhaps my brain doesn't work in the usual way.
There are
anyway.
weird egos
Yeah.
and that sort of thing, but it's, as far as I've seen, it's mostly sort of harmless, kind of eccentric stuff, rather than really putting anyone out or ruining anyone's day.
Yeah, I mean, talking about eccentrics, is there anybody you'd go, oh, actually, or that you'd be happy to name anyway, but who's like, oh yeah, that's the most eccentric person in the industry that I've met? Like, for instance, Elton John is often cited as like, oh, well, he's a proper eccentric.
Now, there have been instances of odd behaviour.
Right, okay.
I mean, once we were playing a festival in Belgium, I think it was, and everyone had to clear out the backstage area, even get out your porta cabins and all that sort of thing, because Iggy Pop was coming in.
Oh, really?
And it's like, what?
Yeah. And did you?
But you don't know if it's coming from Iggy Pop. You know
Yeah.
if it's just some poncy little tour manager.
Yeah, yeah.
I did hear this other story as well about Tim Booth from James.
All right.
Complaining when he was doing a recording that the microphone was hurting his throat.
Right.
And I remember I use that one all the time.
Oh, it's really hurting.
What mic is this? Yeah, these hurt my throat.
Oh, these are the throat hurting ones. Yeah, I can't use those.
But
What's the microphone of choice?
it's a Shure SM58. You can't go wrong with those bad boys.
Yeah, quite right.
I always get to venues and they say, have you tried this? You've tried this, mate. You want to try this one for tonight? Yeah. So you do try it in the sound check, and then it's like,
SM58.
Go back to the 58,
yeah. I know. I suppose I better do the Get Shirty bit as well here. So the idea of the Get Shirty podcast is talk about the shirt a little bit, but also to talk about the little things in life which we find slightly irritating, niggly. Yeah. And we've talked a few times actually about what the scale is between sort of being angry, a little bit miffed, as to where sort of getting shirty falls in that.
Yeah.
We think it's quite...
It's one below tetchy.
One below tetchy.
Yeah, tetchy's would be enough for me.
Yeah, is that sort of where you get to? Tetchy?
Tetchy, never angered.
Yeah. No. That's good. I'm
tetchy and impatient, and then sulk.
Oh yeah. Well, do you know, that's quite honest. That's quite honest. I think not many people would say.
If those two haven't worked, you go straight to sulk.
Go straight to sulk. Is that like a tour bus thing? I'm
no, it's more to do with third parties now, not within the group. Yeah.
Because
it's the service industry mainly.
Is it?
Because I'm a good customer.
Yeah.
And I just find more and more that I'm not getting the basics, which is just even a hello or eye contact most of the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Well, so look, this could fall under work, going out.
Well, it's work. Yeah, let's talk work.
Okay. So
because you travel a lot, so it's hotels.
Okay.
It's places you eat out.
Yeah. And
places like service stations and right where. Okay, service stations. This is a grumble. I've been saying this for years.
Okay.
The food in this country is available at service stations is embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's all just fast food junk. Or you've got to get a really big baguette.
Yeah. Or a dried up
sausage. Okay, why can't
roll.
they get together?
Oh, yeah.
Just the people who make this food. And they're making we all like a roll.
I've got to sit forward, I'm liking this, yeah.
We all like a roll,
a
soft baguette, a sandwich, and just decide on a kind of bread that just doesn't explode as soon as you pick it up. Because you're going to eat it in your car, on your lap, you're in transit. So you see you take one bite and it's all over you, and it's like, right, that's ruined my morning.
Yeah, it's
possibly my trousers, and I've got to get my mini vac out when I get to my destination.
Yeah, I can just see you. Has that got its own little flight case, your mini vac?
It's still in the box in the boot. Yeah. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
The other thing
never pick a sandwich with tomato.
No, because it's a drip.
You've had first, the bread has had it before you can say anywhere
it's
near
soaked through the
out.
bread. Yeah,
exactly. Your bread integrity's done.
See, also cucumbers to a certain degree.
Yeah. Not good.
But also the thing that bugs me about service stations is like you're clearly in a hurry. You've not come here for a day out.
Yeah.
And the time it takes you to get a cup of tea and a sandwich. Yeah. And there's 3 people making cups of tea, making 1 cup of tea or 1 coffee.
Yeah.
And it still takes them 6 to 8 minutes. You know what I mean? And you're on a journey, and you're in
yeah.
a hurry, and you're a bit antsy because you can see the traffic getting thicker.
Yeah. And you've got something important to go to. You don't want to be late.
And this, I've had it a couple of times when people have said, I don't want to be here. It's like, well, all right, no one forced you into this service station job.
Yeah. I always think it's a weird place to go and work, I always think, a service station.
You're kind of stuck there, aren't you?
Well, you are, because, like, the whole thing with the service station is no one lives near a service station. So they've got to do a really horrible commute to get there, unless, because a lot of them haven't got...
Some of them got service roads, for the emergency services to get in,
They're only there allowed, they've got gated.
Have they?
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, on the M25...
So if you work there, I imagine you could cycle or walk across those bits with a permit.
Have they?
Yeah.
Behind it, you can get
Oh, see, look, that's a whole new...
I need somebody to work there.
And I used to live at near Heston services, and you could walk over,
Right.
actually, going on the service route.
Oh, could you?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, that makes more sense about working
midnight
there.
restless.
I'd look at all these people there, like working in KFC or something, and think, oh God, it must have been horrible to get in. And it's going to be horrible to leave.
You have to go up to the next junction and come all the way back.
Yeah, all the way back. I know, especially on the M25, just don't do it.
Is there a country that does service?
Yeah, well, and everywhere else.
Oh.
Right. Germany's
Ireland,
meant to be very good, isn't it?
Germany, Denmark, France, anywhere else, you get a selection of fresh food that's often cooked in front of you.
Yeah. See, T-Bay, that's what you want, T-Bay services.
If only they were all like that. I was there the other day. I went to Gloucester the other day.
Yeah. It's
a farm shop.
And services.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. Like,
there's one up in Cumbria, isn't there? And there's one in Gloucester.
Yeah.
And I think there's another one.
Yeah, and they've got another one in
fresh
Regged. They've got one there, which has got a cinema in it and everything.
Got some fresh strawberries and some toffee vodka from one of the days.
Do you know, the thing that lets T-Bay, because it looks beautiful, there's beautiful thing, all the produce is local, it's too busy. That's the only thing that let it down.
People do go there for a day out.
They do go there for a day out.
To sit by the big pond and look at the swan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's got its own TV programme.
I forgot about that.
Why are they not more of them then? Why are they not down here?
Because I think the original one...
This is good knowledge. I would like to know.
The original one was started in T-Bay on one side of the motorway, and then they got a secondary one.
So T-Bay's a real place, is it?
It's a place, yeah. T-Bay. T-Bay's a place, isn't it?
I believe so.
It's like the little hamlet that it's in, and then they brought a
Can we get one of our producers on that?
Yeah.
We'll get Google on it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Yeah, we toyed with the idea of having our own fact-checking Santa, didn't we? Like Adam Buxton does on his. Have you ever heard that?
Captain
yes,
Google.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, Captain Google. Yeah, but we might struggle with the trademark on that. Maybe. Yeah. We might have to call you Captain G or something.
Is it a place or just a brand?
It's a village.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, because the other ones aren't called T-Bay.
So that's not the brand?
No, the place is... I can't remember what the brand's called. It has got its own thing. But yeah, the one in Reged is... It's like... or the one called Reged is like... It's like a James Bond... Yeah, Reged. R-E-G-H-E-D, I think it is. It's like a James Bond... villain's lair.
Oh yes, it's like
because you drive up to it and all you see is the petrol station, and then you drive round to a car park, go through like a stone arch into a shopping centre with a cinema with an IMAX sized screen in it.
I've not been.
So if you push a button, does the whole thing turn round?
I wish it did.
Tables on the other side.
There's little waterfalls everywhere.
And a big map.
Yeah.
Scale map.
Sharks swimming underneath you.
And they do really good. And the food there is really good, like in T-Bay. The food's good.
Well, I was at the one near Gloucester, and it's like the Teletubbies land.
Yeah, that's it. It's all sort of half berry.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, people do go to those ones for a day out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was jam packed.
Yeah. In fact, I went to see Wolverine versus Deadpool at the one in Redgate. It's in Coolgate. It's just out Penrith. It's just right near Penrith.
All right.
Yeah. So if you're out that way,
stop off for a movie.
Yeah, there's stop off for a movie.
Traffic getting on top of you.
Yeah.
Which was the best service station? Which country around the world?
Well, that's a good question. I think Germany. Germany, as I remember, having the best freshly prepared food.
Yeah.
There's clean, well lit, friendly. and not as stupidly expensive as everything is over here at the
24 hours
moment.
or-
Yeah. Rather than here, where it's just something with bread, isn't it?
It's too convenient.
Or a sausage roll.
Yeah. So
Or
a lot
some
of
donuts.
Yeah, I'm with you on that actually. That sort of convenience food. It's too convenient in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not enough choice. It's too
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
And well, you know,
Yeah.
if you're hungry and you want to stay relatively healthy,
Yeah.
there's nothing for you.
No, that is true. So yeah, I agree with you. That's a proper get shirty, and it's a good work one for you, especially because you're travelling a lot. And
Trust me,
Yeah.
you know, I would make fewer packed lunches if
nice.
the road chefs would sort themselves out.
What's the packed lunch of choice then?
Cheese and pickle sandwich
Cheese and
times
pickle.
2.
All right.
Something like some melon slices or something, something fruity and healthy.
Yeah.
Two finger Kit Kats.
Two finger.
Yeah, you open a 4-finger, you got it all at once. Haven't you?
Yeah, that's true. And what about your crunch? Are you getting any crunch from anywhere?
What? I'm not a crisps man like you.
Oh, you're not? I love a
No,
crisp.
I've never really been into the crisp.
Oh, I see.
Can we end this podcast right now?
Yeah.
It doesn't like
Yeah.
I don't mind the occasional
Yeah, but you could have
Corn
a cracker.
snack.
Yeah.
frazzle.
Any more work, Niggles? I mean, we know
This
this
seems minor, but this
Yeah.
is something that we always notice in the band as well.
All right.
Right, dressing rooms
Yeah.
with no coat hangers.
The rail. I bet.
Anything, we take anything.
Yeah. I imagine there just being a rail, but with
Oh,
no
we'd
coat
take
hangers
that.
on them. All right.
We take that.
Yeah.
But no, you go into a place, nowhere to put your coats, or
All right.
it's just a room with 4 or 6 chairs in it, which then get taken up with your coats.
Yeah. Nowhere to sit.
And make the room seem smaller.
Can you
It's
not put
impressive.
them on your rider?
Can you
Must
please?
have-
Must
yeah.
have pre-installed.
Yeah, must have coat hangers.
Or we should just bring our own,
Yeah. Well, you could.
because
yeah.
everything's fold up quite small, don't they?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah.
It's another job for the roadies.
Yeah. It's that sort of next level now, though. Sort of having clothes roadies.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, 20 odd years ago when we had those suits made,
Yeah.
we took a flight case for the suits.
Did you? Nice.
So we could sort of keep them in as best shape
Yeah.
as possible.
So have you worked with the same crew for a long time?
We have. Well, yes, we've recently acquired a new sound man
All right.
because our previous one just decided he didn't want to do the touring life anymore.
Right.
We were the only people he toured with. He's
Yeah,
much
yeah.
more sort of studio and
Right. Okay.
event based.
Yeah.
And so we got a new guy called Kenny.
All right.
He's been working with us for about a year now. He's doing a
Nice.
great job.
Yeah, because you've got a few gigs coming up as well.
Yeah, big
I
tour
noticed,
in
yeah. October, is it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah. I know. I had a little look.
You certainly have done your
Yeah.
good research.
I've tried. Yeah. And are you talking about the other thing on the horizon? It's not
The new recordings?
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, that's
not a
coming out on the
secret.
4th of October.
Is it? Nice.
Yeah, we've got a new EP.
Yeah. How many tracks?
3
All right. It's exciting.
3 coming out in October, another 3 I think in January, and another 3 in
Right.
April. This is the way we're going to work now going
Right.
forward, we've decided, because the way the band is set up, you know, we've got families, but we're getting older now, so we're getting our freedom back in terms of time.
Yeah.
But one of us lives in Tokyo.
Oh, okay.
Selfish.
That makes the commute, even with a handy access road, that makes the commute.
You don't want to know what zone he lives in. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay.
So we've now worked out this way of going about it is like, because he has got a young daughter over there, so he can't really be away for 2 or 3 months at a time. It's not practical and it's
No.
not fair.
No.
So we work more piecemeal now. We get 4 or 5 days here, 4 or 5 days there, 4 or 5 days
Right.
there.
Okay.
And working this way has proved very fruitful. I mean, we've only started doing it in January, but we've got 6 songs done, which for us, over a period which is only sort of over 18 or 20 days, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
it is
really
a lot.
productive,
Yeah.
all from scratch.
Nice.
And I think having these small bite-sized pieces of work to concentrate on, rather than an 11 or 12 track record,
Yeah.
it's benefiting everyone's ability to concentrate and focus and come up with better, more thought out ideas.
Yeah.
And then we're going to collect that into an album at the end of it and then start again, do it the same process. So if people buy all 3 EPs, for example, they won't pay full whack for the album.
Yeah.
They'll get the other 2 tracks for whatever it is, either a nominal fee or free completely. And I think for us going forward, it's a great way of working. Yeah. It doesn't have to be album, tour, album, tour, album, tour. It's a continuing process. Yeah. Like if you're a painter, you're continually painting, aren't you? You're not. Yeah. You might take a holiday, but you're not thinking I've got an exhibition coming up. It's just a thing.
Yeah. I suppose doing that album tour, it's like, right, I've got to think about the new stuff now. You know, the pressure for it to do it is now, and it's got to be delivered then. You know, rather than setting your own.
We can work at this pace, and if we want to release something at a certain point, we should have some songs in the tank, as it were.
And that must add a sort of new excitement to it as well, for it to sort of have a sort of fresh perspective on how you do it.
Well, it certainly feels like it at the moment. Yeah. You know, everyone's really firing on all cylinders within the band, and everyone seems very motivated. I can't help as well but think the fact that everyone saw the Beatles Get Back movie helped.
Right.
You know, just seeing the 4 of them in a room rolling their sleeves up until they had songs.
Yeah.
And we've never really done it with that much discipline in the past, as weird as it sounds.
Okay.
And obviously we don't all smoke anymore, so there are fewer gaps. You know what I mean? Everyone's stopping, going for a fag break. That sort of thing. But that movie definitely inspired us to.
Right.
Let's just get on with it. Let's just put the hours in. The songs are here. We just got to carve them out.
Yeah. It's interesting, really interesting, sort of hearing the process that sort of goes behind it. It's like, because obviously you've done solo albums as well. So do you find like the solo album process a lot different to the band album process?
Absolutely, yeah, it's completely different. Yeah, I'm
More
in charge.
Pressure, less
I'm in
pressure?
charge when it's the band. It's less pressured doing solo stuff in that there's never ever been any time constraints on me.
Right. Okay.
And this time round, we have set ourselves some definite time constraints. We wanted this EP to be ready to go in October, which means it's got to be finished in July or whatever it was, beginning of July. But that's good.
Yeah.
But also, this is the first record we've made for 14 years.
Right.
And in that time, I've made 4 or 5 records, but no one else has.
Right.
So while they're not rusty as musicians, they've not written and arranged songs for a while.
And not used that sort of songwriting.
Yeah, they haven't had that discipline in their life.
Yeah.
And so coming to this process now in 2024, the dynamics between the 4 of us, or 5 of us really, Richard, the keyboard players involved in these sessions, has changed from what it perhaps was 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's working really smoothly.
Oh, great.
Everyone's enjoying the role that they have at the moment in the group, where it's we all contribute into the ideas. So far I've brought the majority of the songs to the room, but they transform completely. I just imagine it as a starting point. I bring the page and the pen, you know, and everyone else gets on it, and they completely change my silly little folky ideas into something much more interesting.
Yeah. Well, look, there you go. Look, work. So I'll move on from work. That's good.
Work.
So your work gets shirties tick. I think we've service stations. I agree with that whole.
Service stations. Adam Buxton covered hotels. I listened to his podcast.
Yeah.
And
Do you take a little bit of tape now?
No, I don't. But it did get me thinking.
Yeah. I know.
I just think they're trying to put a bit of tape at the end of a stick.
Yeah. He goes to some lengths to get rid of that bleeping. Like he could have just get an eye mask.
Yeah. I didn't say that. Yeah, but perhaps, I don't know, perhaps that would have been a step too far. And mind you, he's there, you know, I was going to say, perhaps he doesn't want to be seen wearing an eye mask, but he's there on his own, isn't he? Yeah, that's true.
He'd much rather be seen with a long mop.
A mop, yeah.
Yeah, and having to go and find a mop from the cupboard, yeah. I know, it's funny that. It was his...
I never thought of an eye mask. I can't believe that.
It was his kitchen cleaning thing that freaked me out more than that.
Well, He does it. He soaks everything with a
sloshes everything with water and then soaks it all up with a bath towel.
I don't trust that.
No, I didn't trust that. I didn't trust that one bit.
No, because too much liquid, not enough friction.
Yeah.
So you're just washing over.
You're just pushing it.
Bits of grease.
And it wasn't. It was also towels that they've already used. That seemed a bit weird to me.
I think too much liquid, not enough friction is a good thing.
It's a motto to live by.
All the time.
Yeah. How do you live your life? Well,
too much liquid. They
not
say.
enough friction.
I'm told.
Yeah.
I'll get a t-shirt with that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, that's not a bad one. So going back to I still trying to get it to catch on the Mars bar trifecta. So work, rest and play. So now it's being at home.
Yeah.
What are the things about being at home?
I struggle with this one.
Right.
Because, well, I live alone, right?
Right.
My children stay with me like 2 nights a week, 3 nights a week sometimes. And they're good as gold, so I can't really complain about them.
Yep.
And I am so lucky. My neighbours are great.
Yeah.
I never, and even if I did hear them up making any noise, I would be all for it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's what your house is for. It's a partying in.
Yeah, more power to you.
And Ian, who's my next door neighbour, well, the day I was moving in, well, I moved on the 24th, but I was moving all my bits in the week leading up to the 24th of March, 2020.
Yeah.
And as I was taking like a box of records or something, I saw my neighbour putting his bins out. I thought I'd go and introduce myself, so I put my record box down and went, "Hi, my name's Mark, I'm just moving in." And he turned around and he's wearing a Bluetones tour hoodie.
No way.
So I thought, this could be all right.
Yeah. So had he seen you come in? And
no, I think his wife had seen me come in and said, I think because she'd forewarned him that. I think the guy that's moving in next door is a guy from the band that you like, So I introduced myself, I know who you are. I came to your tour last November.
All right. Oh,
blah,
super.
blah, blah. So that was, I thought, this is going to be all right. It could have gone either way. It could have been like an Alan Partridge moment. When you wake up and he's at the foot of the bed with a cup of tea. But no, they're really lovely neighbours, and when I'm away they look after my cats for me and that sort of thing, and vice versa. I feed their rabbit.
Right. You are rock and roll.
Yeah. But I will say this about living.
Yeah.
And this is something that does bother me about almost everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's a small but big thing. It's litter, right?
Okay.
And the particular thing that bothers me about litter is when they come around and do the recycling, right?
Yeah.
And they collect your bits and they always leave something behind, right? And it's yours. It's fallen out of your bin. Yeah. It's your empty box of surf.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Why don't you pick it up and put it back in again instead of leaving it and going, well, it's not my job anymore, which a lot of people in this world seem to do. I find myself, if I'm coming back from the cost cutter, I keep calling it the co-op still because
It's a co-op food.
That's co-op grub, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if I see rubbish or recycling, I'm on the way home. I always pick it up and take it home and put it in my recycling or in the bin.
Excellent.
Why can't everyone
just do that?
Be more like me.
Yeah. Well, because the world is not a perfect place. Be more Mark. Yeah. That should be another motto. So, we're getting loads of mottos.
The people that do in the bins, when they empty the bin, why can't they put it down? Why do they have to empty
Toss
the bin
it
and throw it?
Yeah.
That's just as much effort.
Oh, it's more effort.
To throw it than it is to put it back where it was.
Yeah.
They've got to get the little bit of joy from their life everywhere they can, which is why when the guy's in the truck and he's blocking you and he could move 8 feet forward and you could go past, when he gives you that look at the steering wheel, because at the inside he's dancing. He's just
and I suppose we've got to allow him that.
Exactly, he's just going to suck it up.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's true. Look, Southborough SOS will love you. Do you know about Southborough SOS? They're the local litter pickers group.
Oh, is that lady on the... she's on the buggy.
Yeah,
I've seen her. She's a hero.
There's a team of them.
She's a hero,
They go out and, with their little litter picker.
Yeah.
Little rifles.
Yeah.
Well, it is a bugbear of mine.
Yeah, well...
and recently someone shared on Twitter some old footage from Tunbridge Wells High Street in the 1960s.
Yeah.
And it was glorious.
Yeah.
And one of the first things I noticed anyway is that there's no litter anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've become this disposable society. I'm not going to whinge on about that.
Well, I was about to. But yeah, that's the thing though. But everything comes in a packet
no one takes
now.
personal responsibility for their immediate environment.
Yeah.
If everyone did a little bit, you want beauty in your life, sometimes you've got to put it there.
You've got to look after it. But of course, in the 1960s, you didn't have a sausage roll wrapped in plastic.
Or a can of Coke even.
Yeah, you had none of that.
Here's a story.
I wasn't there.
Before I moved here,
I
was selling a flat in West London in Acton, and when I was selling, I got it repainted and everything, but my street was a disgrace.
Oh.
And
you can't swear. You look like you were going to swear.
Yeah, I was going to swear. And so what I did was I got myself a tabard and some big gloves, and in the middle of the night I would go down and pick up the litter, like about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, if I had a viewing coming round.
Right, okay.
Just everyone else, because it was rubbish everywhere. I'd go down the whole street, I'd fill up 2 bags.
Yeah.
And the idea with the tabard was that if anyone saw me doing it, they'd assumed I was from the council rather than just a nutcase. You know, and leave me alone.
Right.
But...
And did they? Did they leave you alone? Or?
Yeah, I never got anyone asked me, what the hell are you doing at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Have you got better things to do with your life?
But one of the reasons I moved to this town was because it was, this is only going back 17 years, because it was so clean.
Yeah.
And I noticed that there was so little litter around. It's just cutbacks and whatnot, isn't it?
So since you moved in, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Since you moved in.
Since I've moved in, it's got worse.
Yeah.
But it's not me.
You picked up 2 bags of litter from there and just got the Tunbridge Wells and then emptied them out on the common.
Give myself something to do next week. We're lucky to have the SOS people.
Yeah, do you know,
I have seen
really
them about.
Good. Yeah.
And I've often thought...
Yeah, they are really good. They've been going
thanks.
for 4 or 5 years now. And a lot of litter. Yeah.
They're heroes.
Weeding.
Yeah,
along the curbs.
They provided a lot of
the
a lot of the planters and stuff.
Graham's out there sometimes.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, Graham. He don't
take pride in where you live, right?
Yeah,
and take responsibility. If everyone did, I think there was a little too much of the world ends at my front gate.
Yeah,
I live on my own.
Yeah.
So my house.
Yeah, but do you not do anything that irritates yourself? Like, I'm quite an irritating person to live with to myself because I lose things. I'm like
I've got systems in place now where because it's happened a lot.
Well, so have I, but not enough systems.
I make a lot of notes.
Yeah, they don't work for me.
I make the notes, do this, close the windows, that sort of thing.
Right, okay.
And get that sort of thing.
For your keys, is it a hook or a plate? Hook, plate, or a bowl?
It's a space on the top of the on the unit.
Yeah. If I don't put mine on a hook.
One thing that annoys me about myself is this sound. I'm really getting deep into my psyche here.
Oh, it's good. I like it. Come on.
You know when you're coming back from the shops, right? You always get ready to come home, so you swap everything over to your left hand if you're right-handed.
Right.
So you get your keys ready. I always forget to put my keys on this side or here.
Yeah.
So I'm always having to go, well, that was self-defeating because now I've got to put everything down.
Damn. Or swap it back to the hand.
Yeah.
It was originally. Yeah.
Which is awkward. Yeah. And it's raining.
But I'm with you on that. I am 100%. That is exactly the sort of thing I do.
Yeah, and it's like,
I always put the keys.
I always make a mental note to myself and then forget.
Well, I think what it is with the keys, it is, sorry, I'm pointing there.
No.
I got all pointed. What it is with the keys are you right-handed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the natural thing is to go, I've used my keys, now I want my right hand free to be able to do the things that I need to do. So you transfer them into your left, and then you go, actually, I don't need them anymore. So then they go straight in your pocket.
Yeah, it's
and
an
then,
unconscious...
Yeah, so you swap ready for your keys, and then they're in the wrong side pocket.
That's what happens.
That is what happens.
That is what happens.
Yeah. And I do that with every single aspect of my life.
Or if I stop and remember to go, I feel really pleased with myself.
Do a little, I'll go back to the shop, get myself that treat that I denied myself, and I'm going to get that little litter picker out, put my tabard on, and going out.
I'm going to do this for everyone. Give something back.
Well, see, that's the thing about living on your own. I think I'd still annoy myself living on my own. I think all the time.
But how'd that manifest itself? You'd just be like annoyed.
Yeah, leaving cupboards open. And
all
those
sort of things. Yeah.
I'd be like, I'd use the last of something and not remember to. Yeah, it's that butterfly brain.
It doesn't really happen to me that much.
Oh, it would every.
I got this off my granddad, but I've always got like 2 or 3 in backup in some other cupboard. Yeah. Whether it's toiletries or beans, or spaghetti or something you're going to washing up liquid. I've always got 3 or 4 backed up.
Yeah. Do you know what's coming across in this chat? Is you're actually organised and practical.
No, I don't know. I think I'm maybe a little obsessive about those things.
Maybe. Yeah. What's coming across is
because you'd go to my nan and granddad's house and he'd say, "Oh, can you pop into the garage and get something?" And it was like they were preparing for the apocalypse.
Yeah.
He'd have shelves of
that's
stuff.
That has got a name now, hasn't it? Well, look, there you go. So, look, there's. I think that's covered being at home, like nicely prepared.
So I don't have any other things to worry about with like bathroom.
Yeah, see, that's good.
Congestion.
There's always
or fighting for the remote control.
Yeah.
Anxiety.
I gave up control of like the TV planner a long time ago.
They're just called preppers.
Preppers. There you go. Thanks.
Preppers.
Yeah, that was the term. Yeah, there you go. Preppers.
Nice work.
You mentioned your neighbour that was a fan.
Yeah.
How I was meant to ask a musician, how does that feel, having people love your music so much? And is it can you describe that sort of feeling?
Well, it's not something that you're confronted with every day.
No.
Obviously on tour, you get the actual sense. Oh, people dig it. And when you have conversations with people that have enjoyed the music that we've made, it does still feel good. It gives you a little spring in your step, and it's job done, as it were. I mean, Ian's my neighbour now, so we just don't really talk about anything like that. He just knows he's going to get free tickets. But
nice.
You meet people on tour, and we're all middle-aged now, and the fans are middle-aged mostly.
Yeah.
And most people are genuinely very nice and eloquent, rather than kind of losing their shit or getting all excited or whatever, which they might have done 20 odd years ago just because we were all young and daft.
Yeah.
But it does. I don't think about it that much, and it's. I've never been one that takes praise that well. It just feels a little. It's pleasant, but it's like, oh, thanks. Right, can we change the subject now?
Now what do I say?
That's very, oh, thanks. I'm glad you said that. That means a lot. But can we talk about something else? Yeah.
Well, this may take us quite nicely into going out. So that's the next one. Work, rest and play. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say litter picking is the height of going out, but it might be what you want to do when you go out.
No, that's more my own.
So what are the irritating things about going out?
Going out. Well, my favourite thing to do is to eat out. I love eating out.
Right.
Despite all the washing up liquid, I hate cooking and making dirty plates.
Right.
And the one thing that winds me up about eating out is, and I never get shirty with anyone because everyone's got their own little battles they're fighting. Yeah. However, just get me a drink as soon as I've sat down. Okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you can take as long as you like with the starters. I don't care. I know you're busy.
Okay.
But don't make me sit here for, again, that magic number, 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Or
that
more.
Is your
sort of cut-off point in patience. Yeah. It feels like a long time if you're waiting just to have a drink. Because it's like, I could have got myself a drink.
Well, it's like that. Yeah. Well, it's that lack of attention. Like not being acknowledged at all. Yeah. I
mean, I appreciate people are busy.
Yeah, but that's.
I'm not a complainer either. Yeah. I think it's embarrassing to complain. I'm a suck it up sort of person. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But inside I'm thinking Gordon Ramsay would be flipping his flipping lid. If he was watching this under the stairs on a monitor right now, he would be pulling his hair out.
Come on, slapping his hands.
Just get me a drink. I've sat down. I just want a drink. I've either got company or I've got the crossword.
Yeah.
And I just want to start sipping as soon as possible.
Yeah.
See, that's a bugbear.
That is.
Just slow initial service.
I've got a slight counter to that.
Go on.
There are There's one situation where you can have your drink too early, all right, and that's in a greasy spoon. If I get that cup of tea too early and it's not warm enough by the time I've finished my breakfast,
they know what they're doing
to wash it. Yeah, they're going for the two teas. Yeah, that's what it is.
But if it's a good cafe, they don't charge you for your second tea.
Well, yeah, exactly.
If it's a proper.
But if you get that tea too early, that's...
And you're trying to pace it.
Yeah. But then the greasy spoon should come out quite quick.
Yeah.
You know, it should just be hot enough that you can just go, So that would be my only counter.
I went to a fantastic one recently out near Milton Keynes.
Right.
I think it was called the something sausage company.
Right.
The amazing or the incredible sausage company. And it's one of those places.
We'll be looking this up.
And it's one of those places that is perpetuated by bikers.
Right, okay.
So you know it's going to be good. You turn up and there's 200 motorbikes outside.
Yeah, it's definitely.
So there were literally about 200 motorbikes outside. I got my breakfast within 10 minutes of ordering it, and it was gorgeous.
Perfect. See, I love a greasy spoon. Yeah, I love a greasy spoon.
Was it the Super Sausage Cafe?
Yes, that was it. The Super Sausage Cafe. Well done.
Yeah, I bet they got
Yeah, it's really good there.
Yeah.
And all they're playing is 70s rock.
Nice.
At a not deafening volume, but a good volume.
Good volume.
And they're super busy, and they're all very friendly and happy, and your food comes quick.
I used to go to Fuller's Cafe down Camden Road back in the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was always a good one.
And that became something else, didn't it? Was it the Hot Pot or something?
No, Hot Pot's further down. Where
was Fuller's then?
Fuller's Cafe is now it's an Italian restaurant, Bella something or other. It's double-fronted place, but it was owned by a guy called Knuckles, who was
worked for Sonic.
Was one of the Fullers. Yeah, he used to have his own truck racing team, and
oh wow.
Yeah, and when he died, they put his coffin on one of his trucks and rode it up and down the A21 with a load of bikers. So it was a bikers thing. He was a bit of a sort of local
greasy spoon.
Yeah, and I've never seen a breakfast turn up as quickly as when he went in his cafe. He went in his cafe, he had one table, and it just went in front of him, like almost as his backside hit the seat.
Wow.
Yeah, it was good.
That's what you want.
Fuller's Cafe, and it had big long tables.
Listen,
you could get like
that. I've got that a little bit round here.
Have you?
I've got that with the Thai place.
Have you? I've not been up there yet. Is it good?
Yeah, the food's excellent.
Is it?
And I've been, as I say, I'm lazy. I go a lot. Because sometimes...
Oh, you don't just get takeout, you go in there?
No, I go in there.
All right, okay.
And he started off in the kitchen, the guy that owns it now.
Right.
And then him and his wife have bought out the previous owners.
Yeah.
Who was a franchise.
Oh, was it? Okay.
There's one in Maidstone and one somewhere else.
All right.
And I've been there, I go at least twice a week.
Yeah, right, okay.
And as soon as I sit down, I get the glass of Chardonnay and my crackers, and often just a starter that I didn't ask for, but he's trying something out, just puts it in front of me. Nice. We're trying these out. Yeah. And here's the thing, he never charges me for my alcohol.
Whoa. Do you want us to cut that out?
No. No,
because you don't want him to start.
Every time someone comes to town, I say, you've got to come to the Thai.
Right, okay.
So I always bring people in there.
You're giving it a shot. Yeah.
The food's excellent. He's super friendly, and I've got an extra story I'd like to share with you. This is quite amusing. I just reminded myself. Well, there was one point, I think it was last year, when I hadn't been in there for a couple of weeks because I was on tour with the band. So he obviously feared the worst. And then
thinking there was a big mound of post through your letterbox.
Yeah, exactly. Or I'd found another Thai restaurant. Heaven forfend.
Yeah.
So he said to me, "Oh, you've not been in?" And I explained I'm a musician and I've been away. So if ever I'm not here, it's because I'm away.
Yeah.
It's nothing that you've done.
Yeah.
And so he said, "Oh, you must bring in some of your music then." And so I'd like to hear it. So I took him in a CD one time, and it was a Friday evening. And as I went in, he said, "Did you bring the CD?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. Here we go." And as I went to sit down, he was playing the Best of Boyzone.
Right.
And he gave me the best table at the back of the restaurant, which is slightly elevated. And,
okay.
And I was just sitting on my own, getting on with the crossword. And then he turned off Boyzone and put my CD on. And I was like, oh, well, I didn't...
Yeah.
That wasn't part of the plan, you know.
Yeah.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
So after a few minutes, he came over and he said, "I'm really sorry about this, but there's a table over here, really big fans. They're they live in Hong Kong, they're only here for a few days, they just want to take a photograph with you. And I was like, this is a bit odd. Right. But of course, that's no trouble. So I went over and it was a Chinese family. There were two, the grandparents, 2 daughters and their 2 children, so 6 of them. And the old gentleman got up, really pleased to see me, shook me vigorously with both hands. All right. And the same with the mother. And then the 2 daughters got over side of me while the mum took a photo, and they were trembling when they were having their photograph taken. And I thought, this is weird.
Yeah.
And then, so I went back to go into my seat, and they said, thank you so much for your time. We've been huge, huge fans of Boyzone since we were little girls. So what had happened was, the owner had gone over to the table and gone, you know this music, that's that guy. And they hadn't noticed he'd changed the CD. They recognised their Boyzone songs from 5 minutes ago, but were obviously not paying attention to this, and they just thought, whoa, oh my Christ.
So which one were you? Which one did they
I've no idea. I've no idea. But, see, the owner didn't see that they mistook me.
Right.
All he saw was that they recognised me and were excited to see me, and they'd come all the way from Hong Kong. So he thinks I'm world famous.
Yeah. Well, you are, but...
Well, I'm not as that world famous. Mostly notorious, or I'd say referenceable in other countries. But so since then, I get the silver surface treatment, man.
Oh. Well, see, what if he listens to this, though? So look, is that going out? Yeah, I think that is going out. I mean, you see, the thing is, you've been spoilt now. Obviously, you go to, is it Thai Orchard it's called, isn't it?
Orchid, yeah.
Orchid, sorry.
Orchard?
Yeah. Look.
It's all right.
I'll make sense.
Orchard, it's nearly orchard, isn't it?
Orchard.
Thai Orchard.
Yeah, well, one of the particular favourite things, how I speak here, is which one do you 2 particularly like? The thing that I say weird that you always pick me up on?
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate.
I like to say chocolate.
Something.
Sometimes I say chocolate.
Or sandwich.
Something.
Anything. Yeah, it's got a K on the end.
Yeah.
Something. I know. Look, so I'm just relaxed now. So Orchard.
Orchard it is.
That's what I'll call it from now on.
You'll recognise it.
Oh, I know exactly.
Listening to my own music.
It's a very drinking free drinks. Yeah. Listening to your own music. Like passing yourself off as Keith Duffy.
And the food is excellent.
Yeah, a little bit. So you've been spoiled with having a drink straight away.
That's a nice experience.
Anywhere else you go.
You used to get it in the working man's club as well.
Yeah. Yes, that's closed now.
It's gone now.
Yeah, it's a shame. That.
Yeah. I'm very sad about that. So love it in there.
Yeah.
Nice and quiet.
Yeah.
Have a game of pool, have a game of darts.
Yeah.
Have a game of snooker on a full-size table for £1.20 an hour.
Really? Work, rest, play. We've sort of done that. Now you've just got what's its official title now?
Cuffy Hat.
The Cuffy Hat.
The random question.
The random question from the hat, off the cuff. Here it is, look.
You going to explain it?
Well, look, do we... Are we now with season 2? Do we have to keep explaining
I'm enjoying
it?
the different explanations of it each time.
Oh, are you? Okay. Yeah, but, okay, well, we give Adam Buxton a shout out every time.
Yeah, he needs the...
Okay, so the hat, if you've heard the Adam Buxton one,
yes.
you've probably heard, he came up with lots of explanations or lots of...
Tailor-related
puns for off the cuff, because it's a great thing. Yeah. An off the cuff question should come off the cuff, but how do we present that? I still pinning them to a cuff though just doesn't seem right. Well, it doesn't seem right.
No. A model cuff, like an oversized.
Well, we could take a shirt cuff and make a little bag from a shirt cuff, I suppose. But now we just want to keep them in the hat. But that does mean we have to explain it every time. So now we have a bowler hat for the off the cuff question. Inspired by.
Well, no, inspired of Adam Buxton.
Oh, in spite of. Yeah, exactly. I think they should just always stay in there. As much as I sort of want to go, please, Adam, always come back on the podcast, but we're not taking
our patron, our favourite son.
Yeah. Well, do you know, one of the things about doing this podcast is that you get to the end of it and you realise there's so much more you want to talk to the person about, so you want to have everybody back.
Yeah.
Like, I would really genuinely want to speak to everybody again.
But you got a chance to do that with what's his name from
What's his name? Yeah.
Us Three.
Yeah. Well, we did get
You had 2 chats with him, didn't you?
Yeah, and we have got a second returning guest actually, an actor, a chap called Barry Aird. He's coming back because his audio sort of went.
Really?
Yeah.
Probably loads of questions I want to ask you as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
So we will have you back. So maybe.
It's easy to arrange with me as well, isn't it?
Well, it is.
Yeah,
Well,
you know when he sees you in cost cutter.
I'll be like, "You're coming back." Well, in fact,
Well, that day you saw me as well, I was wearing a vest and shorts, wasn't I? It was like the first day of summer and I was in the right state.
But I was also admiring the inkwork. You've got quite a lot of. You've got more tattoos than I thought you'd have.
Yeah, I do have a few.
Yeah. Well, which I don't know why I didn't think you'd have.
Well, I
tattoos.
don't really get them out.
Yeah. Well, that's probably why I
They're all
didn't
quite
think you had
hidden
any
away,
tattoos.
yeah.
Well, like people wouldn't know I got tattoos either. Sam's a bit different. So here we
Got
go.
the spelling T, yeah.
Off the cuff. Yeah, you zoned out. Off the cuff, the hattie cuff.
Yeah,
Here we go. Here we go.
Going in blind to the bowler tombola.
Top. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Better
Yeah.
than the tombola.
The Tom question.
No.
What? The tombola. Yeah, I know, but you got a. I know the tombola works, but I'm just shortening it.
Public transport.
Yeah. All right. What's the get shirty?
Well, I don't use public transport that much anymore. Only to go in. Only to go in and out of London.
Yeah, but there must be. Like I could do loads about public.
Just that train, just that journey. Once I'm in London, I tend to walk around everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's good.
And I've never used public transport in Tunbridge Wells.
It's all right actually. In fairness,
Seems
it's a bit annoying getting from here into town, but from town to anywhere else is all right. Yeah, but surely getting the train up to London. Is there nothing in that?
annoys me. No, there isn't. I'm a crossword guy, so it's a nice time for me to be able to just sit and do the crossword. I love all those moments that I can grab.
A crossword.
I tell you what I do miss about that little route though. But there used to be a trolley person on there, didn't there?
Yeah.
You could get a cup of tea and a Kit Kat.
Yeah. 2 finger. Yeah. Times 2.
Are you a critic crossword, mate?
I am, yeah.
So on a train, you would always take a crossword.
I'd always buy the Times and just
Right, okay.
carry it on my arm
Best
all day.
crossword.
I think the Times is the
Worst?
best one. I think the Guardian and the middle of the week, beginning of the week and the end of the week, their crosswords are enjoyable.
All right.
And in the middle of the week, they get a bit up their own arse.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Bits too clever
Yeah.
for their own good.
Yes.
That's all our get shirties done. I think,
I didn't have too much to complain about with public
you were
transport.
pretty good, actually.
Just the lack of a trolley,
Lack
which
of a
makes
trolley.
me sound incredibly...
Yeah, I mean, look, from a
Posh.
travelling point of view, generally it's other people when I'm travelling. So is there anything, like, obviously you've got the new music coming up, anything else to promote?
The tour with the new music, yeah, as you mentioned that before. And then just to continue...
Tickets on sale already?
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
on our website and at the usual places, see
Yeah.
tickets and that sort of thing. And because they've been in the news this week, haven't they, for shafting everybody?
No, yeah.
You're doing that.
Dynamic. Not good.
I have strong feelings about all that, as I'm sure you do too.
Yeah.
I'm
all for it.
It's outrageous, the stories I've heard this week.
Well, going from 140 odd quid up to 340
For the same
400
ticket.
For the same ticket.
Yeah, and that's before you get into the graded stuff with the merch ticket and the hospitality ticket, which is looking at starting at 600 odd quid.
Yeah,
For a 90-minute show.
I mean, Chris, how many people they're getting in Wembley?
No.
It's just disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Really bad.
Um,
Really bad.
and the thing is, and none of it's filtering down.
No.
None of that money's going to end up
No.
in the grassroots venues where these talents are kind of
Yeah. No, not.
formed or grown. What's the word I'm looking? Incubated.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a real shame. A real shame. It's it's hurting the people the fans
Who prop up the whole industry.
Yeah.
So now some people can only afford to go to one show next year.
Yeah. I saw someone tweeted this morning that they were going to take the 350 quid and use that 350 quid to go and see as many bands as they could at like £12.50, like a forum gig, Tunbridge Wells forum gig, or all the other great venues. It was actually, I don't know if you saw the thing that someone put up on Twitter Oasis's first, put up on their Oasis's first UK tour.
And ticket prices.
That won the ticket prices, and also how many of the venues they played.
That are still existing,
That still exist. And there was about 5, if that, and I don't know, it was about like a 25 day.
I saw that list,
The forums.
I saw that.
One of the few
just scrubbed out.
Yeah. Thomas Jones forums.
Well, they've got a levy on those tickets already to help them upkeep the stadiums.
Yeah.
What would be a £1 levy on a £100 plus ticket?
Yeah.
Just to go back into small grassroots. What is that? Why is that? Why is that not mandatory? It's mandatory in France and Germany and all these other nations.
Yep.
And they haven't got as throbbing and vibrant a scene as we have.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Crazy. Well, look, there you go. On that.
We came here to moan, and I'm glad we finished on a good old whinge.
And it's a good whinge. It's a good whinge. And actually, if anybody wants to sort of look at the things around that kind of thing, there's a chap called Mark David who is head of the
MVT,
and he's a local.
I did a gig last Friday for these people up in Wigan, at a church in Wigan.
I saw that, yeah.
But they also own this venue called the Snug
in
Atherton, which is one of those places that's initiated by the MVT, where it's become a cooperative.
Right.
So the punters own it, so it's under no risk of being closed down, bought out, and turned into something else. So it's always going to be a music venue.
That's great. Yeah, so things like that are really good.
And really simple.
Yeah.
Just need a little bit of support from government, really.
Yeah. Do that around here, couldn't you? Nice little music venue. Another one.
Yeah, we could do another one around here. We used to have the theatre over there, didn't we? And I know there's music on the square, but it's not very. They don't use that theatre for much.
No.
But wrestling.
Yeah.
But not for music that much.
There is a lot.
I'm tempted to go to one of those wrestling nights.
Yeah, don't get me started about over there. I won't stop. So, but people may be coming to a very nice tailor shop soon.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I'd love to.
Yeah.
I've got all the gear.
You've got all the
We wouldn't need to hire anything in or provide any equipment. I'd just bring it round.
No, we could do. Watch this space.
Yeah.
But Mark, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise, sir.
Thank you ever so much for coming in and giving us so much of your time. It's much appreciated.
Very nice to talk to you.
Thank you for the Get Shirty podcast.
Mon plaisir.
Episode 2 of Season 2 done and in the bag. A big thank you to Mark for being such a great guest. We chatted for ages and could have kept chatting. So Mark, you're definitely going to have to come back on in the future. Can't wait to hear the new music. Very exciting. Big thank you as always to Stuart Wilson for editing and production, to Sam for keeping us all going and making sure we're staying on track, and to Dat Hazza for the music that goes with the podcast. So until next time, do try not to get too shirty. Let's get shirty.
Have you tried that spicy cheese on toast? The one that's got jalapenos in it?